Insperity presents the Small Business Advocate Show with Jim Blasingame, brought to you by FedEx, CareerBuilder.com, and Palo Alto Software. This is a copyrighted production of Small Business Network, Inc., all rights reserved.
That's Robert Cray bringing us back. My favorite blues man. 23 after. I'm Jim Blasingame. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you check out my website when you get a chance, smallbusinessadvocate.com. And don't forget to subscribe to my newsletter when you get there. We'll send that to you every Sunday afternoon by email. Get you ready for the week ahead. Lots of things in there, like the schedules in there. There's just a bunch of things in there. A lot of things about our Brain Trust members in there. A couple of things that I've written. So check that out, and we'll send that to you every Sunday afternoon. Don't forget to take the poll question right there on the homepage. We ask a different question every week. We want to know what you think. Ruth Sherman is on our on our website. She's in our Brain Trust, and all over our website we have an outstanding suite that we've dedicated to her work with us, and so you can go back and listen to the things she's talked about. She's helping us connect with our customers and connect with other people. She's the author of Get Them to See It Your Way Right Away. Ruth, tell us how we can find you and your book, please.
You can find me at ruthsherman.com, and I look forward to hearing from all of your listeners.
All right, so check that out, folks. And the book's available wherever books are sold as well, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Ruth, we're talking about information, and we're talking about getting. I think the one thing that we talked about earlier was that in the old days you'd wait for people to discover you, and to come and find out about you, but you didn't necessarily put yourself out there. But with the technology and the social media platforms today, people expect you to reveal, don't they? Today,
Yes, indeed. They expect you to reveal, and we were talking earlier about, during the break, we were talking earlier about what's too much about.
Yeah, when is it TMI?
Much? Yeah, when's it TMI, exactly. That's a very tough line to draw. Here's what I think about it. You dip your toe in the water. You dip your toe in the water. So you say perhaps some personal things. My 17-year-old yelled at me today about X. Maybe that. And that's kind of something that most people, with children certainly, have had experience with. Their 17-year-olds have yelled at them or, told them to go jump in the lake.
Only once.
Right?
Only once, right?
Right, only once, correct. And then, so that is not an intimate thing, but that's a struggle that most people have had, most people can relate to.
Mm-hmm.
And so little by little you reveal a little bit about who you are personally, and that in turn gives people a taste of your values. What are your values? Which is another thing that we talked about before the break.
Right.
And people can connect with you based on values. And another thing that we discussed during the break was how small businesses have a competitive advantage over the big guys in this area. Because the big guys, of course, have all kinds of layers of hierarchy before they can be revealing.
Well, and they have general counsel offices.
That's correct.
Small business owners don't have to consult with their lawyer to do the things that customers want.
That's correct.
And here's one other quick thing, Ruth, that I want you to comment on.
Yeah, please.
This thing that's happening right now, this whole scenario we're describing, is not just happening; it's evolving every day, every week, month, year. It's a moving train, and wherever we are today, Ruth, we're going to be somewhere else in a year from now.
There's no question about it.
You can't fall in love with how you're doing it because it's going to change.
6 months. I mean, when I first started getting interested, for example, in video, which I'm very interested in the last 6 months, it has exploded. And so, yes, you're absolutely right. It's a moving, you can't catch up, by the way. I want to make that very clear to every listener. You cannot catch up. Stop trying. It'll always be just out of reach. You just do the best you can. If you're in it, you're doing well.
Well, I tell people to don't try to win the race, but you have to be in the race.
You have to. That's a fantastic way to say it. There's one example of reaching out that I want to just mention. We know that Maria Shriver and Arnold Schwarzenegger are having their difficulties.
Right.
And one of the things that I was asked to comment on in the San Francisco Chronicle was Maria Shriver's brand.
Right.
And what I saw with Maria Shriver was that she had put herself out there. Instead of hiding, as many people do in a situation like she had to face, she put herself out there. She did a video. She wasn't all glamorous. It was very plain. It wasn't well lit. And she's a professional, of course.
Right.
And she said, I am going through a transition in my life, and I'm facing some difficulties. I'm sure some of you have had transitions in your life and faced difficulties. How did you handle it? It would be so helpful to me to know.
Boy, that's different. That's different.
That?
That's different, isn't it?
Totally different. Now,
that's 21st century right there, isn't it?
Right. Now, of course, Maria Shriver, she's a public figure. It's a little different. I wouldn't necessarily advise listeners to your show to go out there and talk about their divorces or, whatever's going on with them, that intimate stuff. But she could have hidden, or she could have come out there and said, hey, it's going on with me. I know it's probably happened to a lot of you. Help me.
Ruth, what I'm hearing you say about her is what is the essence of the relationship that customers want with us going forward, and it's humanity and authenticity.
That's correct.
Those are the two things that she demonstrated, isn't it?
Absolutely. And she's got her brand, her personal brand, is 100% positive as a result.
Yeah. Well said. Hey, Ruth, give us the website again, please.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Your website, your own website.
Oh, yes, RuthSherman.com. And you can find my book everywhere.
There you go. It is really everywhere, folks. Buy two. You're going to want to keep one and give one away. Hey, Ruth, thanks for being here. Good job today.
Hey, it was my pleasure. Happy 4th, Jim, and happy 4th to everyone else.
See you next time. Ruth Sherman, ladies and gentlemen. She'll be back. I will be too after these messages.
Insperity presents the Small Business Advocate Show with Jim Blasingame, brought to you by FedEx, CareerBuilder.com, and Palo Alto Software. This is a copyrighted production of Small Business Network, Inc., intended for the private use of our audience. Except as otherwise provided by copyright law, all other copying, redistribution, or publication without prior written consent is prohibited. All rights reserved. Prohibited. All rights reserved. Prohibited.